Welcome to this week's episode of Operation Support Local. I am your host, Derek Fage. A big thanks, by the way, for all of your feedback so far. If you missed any of our episodes, you can find our segments on our website at rogerstv.com. We go all over the Ottawa region today. We're going to start with the Mayfair Theatre, which, by the way, opened during the Depression. They've been impacted by the pandemic like many businesses, but the community has really stepped up in a very unique way. We're going to talk about that and much more with co-owner Lee DeMarb.
The big endorsement for us is that the City of Ottawa took our pledge to declare the Mayfair a heritage building. When we were interested in the building, Shoppers Drug Mart was too. They wanted to convert the Mayfair into I remember driving up Bank Street once, 11 Shoppers Drug Marts on Bank Street. It would have been the 12th Shoppers Drug Mart, and we decided to compete with Shoppers. The only way we knew how is to pitch to the City of Ottawa to make it a heritage site, because it's the only pre-war cinema in Ottawa, and they granted it. Mid-March was the start of the pandemic, and it kind of like we still feel like we're treading in uncharted waters. I didn't know we'd close. The fact that we have to wear masks everywhere we go, it seemed like science fiction. People talked about it like there's no way that would happen. And then we closed for a long time, up until June, I think. And I don't know, I always try to stay optimistic about life getting back to normal as soon as possible. And I don't know, and then we reopened. And we found out that because it was a large auditorium, we could open safely. We have 325 seats. We now have 90 safe seats. We only sell 50 tickets. So even when we sold out Saturday night with Return of the Living Dead. And I brought my son, and we sat, and I wouldn't bring my son if it wasn't safe. And it felt really good. It feels like I think movies are supposed to be an escape. And for 2 hours watching this zombie movie, you do feel like life is back to normal. Till the lights come on and you have to leave the cinema, we're all wearing masks. But no, it's actually, movies are probably more important than they've ever been, or been more rewarding in a way, right? The community has been great. I mean, I gotta say, when you go to a regular movie theater, and I do see movies in chains, and they have those, do not text, turn your cell phones off. We have a sophisticated membership where our audience, we don't have to remind the audience to turn their cell phones off. They come to movie church. They're here to watch the movie. And for the same reason we don't have to tell people to turn their cell phones off, we don't have to tell them to wear masks or be safe. They come here knowing that. Rarely, I don't think we ever said, go to a different theater because you're not wearing your mask. People know that. And while we were closed, we've been selling name plaques for seats. So I think all our seats are now sold out. So every seat now has a name plaque on it. People spent some money on that. We've got names on the projectors. I think shy from the urinals, we got names all over the theater. And people sometimes just been forking over money. Some looters came by and ransacked one of our marquee windows outside. And one of our members on social media offered to pay for the repairs. It's been really nice. Before we were closed, our main demographic was seniors, because they're retired and want to get away from Netflix and come see a movie in the theater. So everything was built around the 6:30 time slot. 6:30 was our number one attraction, and I usually had some art house movie or documentary to attract the seniors. Women's stories often was really attractive, but movies like Parasite too, gangbusters. Everyone wanted to see Parasite. Now that we're in the midst of this pandemic, and our 6:30 slot is not the most important part of the day now. 9 o'clock is. So I'm having a hard time getting seniors to leave their house, and that's fine. If you don't feel safe, stay at home. We'll be here for you when you feel ready to come out to see movies. But younger audiences want to see the zombie movies. And we showed all five Bruce Lee movies at 9 o'clock, and we showed the Godzilla movies at 9 o'clock, and we're showing cult movies like El Topo and Holy Mountain, and some horror classics like The Thing. The Thing sold out every screening we had at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock is now my new 6:30. It's fun meeting kids to come to the Mayfair. I've never been before. And I tell them, this is a real movie theater, kids. This is what the theaters used to be built like. You notice how it's longer than it is wide, because we throw a better image, and the whole image is in focus. Because we're a long theater, the surround speakers are around you, behind you and on the side. When you go to a multiplex, most of the surround speakers are in front of you. You're getting no sound dynamic. So seeing a movie in a real movie theater is all the more exciting because you're looking and hearing something the way you really should be. Mostly, I just want to tell people it's safe at the Mayfair. Come see movies here. It makes sense to me that the Mayfair and the Bytown are open now and multiplexes are closed, because multiplexes are designed, they're designed to have between 12 and 24 screens in one building, whereas we're one screen in a big auditorium. And because of that, we can let people come into the theater and people exit the theater a different route. People can sit here. It does feel safe and comfortable.